Hey YouTube, how the heck you doing? I'm doing great and I hope you are too. Although I don't want to actually lie to you, I am doing great, but it is frickin' cold outside. It's like 24 degrees out today, and we got some little snow here and there, but being in Chicago all my life, or most of my life, I'm used to it. It's just that first chill that gets me, but let's get going on today's vlog. I didn't know what I was going to do for you this week, but then something occurred to me that I wanted to show you something. I did my fish tank earlier. They unfortunately got a bit of the cold weather too, because I left 2 of the water jugs out in my garage. So they got some cold water put in, but they'll acclimate soon enough. But if you've been watching my vlog for any length of time and you saw my Surface Pro 6 unboxing, you know this was about to happen. That's right, I got the new iPad Pro that just was released. I got it ordered a little bit late, but they were able to expedite it to me fairly well. I got it after a couple of days after the release, so I wasn't too upset about that. I thought I would be getting it next week, but I got it early, and I've been waiting to unbox it to show you guys, so let's get started. This is the 12.9 version. It's the 256 gigabyte. And just the Wi-Fi version. I typically don't get the cellular version because there's Wi-Fi pretty much everywhere that I work and everything. So let's get started with this little guy. Undo the little plastic here. They always have some easygoing strip that you can cut away or peel away in this case. They have the new graphic on top. Compared to previous ones, I think they just showed the edge of the iPad Pro as they put the picture on there. And there you have it. It's in the little box here. I'm going to slide him out and put him over here for now. And go through the little systematic. There's a little camera bump there because on the new one it is thinner, but now that it has a camera bump because it is thinner. And I'll show you that in a minute. Got the little catalog of information here, including iPad Pro promotional starter's guide. We got their limited warranty stuff and the Apple stickers, of course. Those are slightly bigger than previous ones, I think, maybe a little bit bigger. And what else we got here? That's about it. So let's slide him. I'll put him out of the way. Got the cable again, and if you'll notice, and if you've been watching, they went to USB-C for the iPad Pro, so you got the new USB-C to USB-C cord and the new USB-C adapter that you can hook up. You can now charge your phone, you can charge the iPad Pro, and this one I believe went to 18 watts, I believe, so we'll be looking at that. But for now, I'll just put it in the box and let's delve into the iPad Pro. So like I said, I went for the 256 gigabyte version. I believe that has the 4 gigabyte RAM. If you upgrade to the terabyte one, it does do 6 gigabytes of RAM, but I didn't want to go that much, and I didn't need to go that much, so I just went for middle ground, I guess. But there you go, you have a nice slim look to it. It's got the 4 speakers, 2 on each side to give you that stereo look. Now there's no bump, so there's the Apple, so that would be portrait mode. And then landscape mode, they have the camera there, so they do have Face ID on it now, so you can use it in portrait mode or landscape mode, but you do have to be careful not to cover up the camera when you're in landscape mode and you got your thumb working on the side. But like I said, it's nice and slim. I got the space gray color, very attractive. It's very thin. They got the Wi-Fi antenna going along the side, and there you go. There's the little camera bump. I don't know if you can see. It sits up probably about half as wide as, or half as thick as the pad itself. So it is a much thicker pad. And I've got his earlier brother here, just to show you the difference. And I'll do a close-up of that pretty soon, but you're probably, if I sit them both, it's minuscule as far as the thinness of it. It's just a little bit thinner on there, but as you can see, for the same size screen, if I can get these two up, they're both sitting flush on the table. The previous iPad 12.9 is much taller and a little bit wider. Probably if you can see the difference in height and on the side there, so quite a big difference. And then as you can see in the thickness, minuscule, but it is a little bit thinner. They did go a little bit thinner on that as far as that is concerned. So I'll put that to the side. Still have the speakers up above at the top, above the camera. You got the volume up and down on the side, and the power switch is still on the top. And with the new iPad Pro keyboard coming out, smart keyboard, they've moved the indicators or the connection for the keyboard to the back of it, so you can still use it in either portrait mode or landscape mode, I believe. I haven't really checked into that, but there it is. It's a beautiful screen. You still have a little edge to hold on to, but they've always been good with, as far as palm and finger rejection, when you're using the pad and moving it around, that it doesn't register it too much, and yet even when you're drawing on it, you got good palm rejection and everything on that. But we'll get into that sooner or later. But for now, I just wanted to give you a quick unboxing of it. Like I said, it does have a nicer feel to it. A little lighter. I'm not sure exactly how much lighter it is. It's got a good feel to it. Like I said, I like the chamfered edges that they did on it now, on the very corners, and they smoothed out the edges, as you can see on the previous one, and pretty much all the versions prior to that, they had the rounded edge with just a slightly chamfered edge at the top that made it a little sharp sometimes when you're holding it for a long period of time. So this kind of rounds it out, squares it off. But now that they've squared it off, it's got a better balance to it as far as holding it at either direction. Now the screen size is the same as the previous version, but they've reduced the bezeling on all the sides because they've gotten rid of the home button. It's been there forever on the iPad, so it's time to get rid of it. They're going to the Face ID, which I believe I'm going to enjoy very much on that. I've had no trouble with my iPhone 6 as far as Face ID recognize me when I need to use it and get into my phone very quickly. So I believe it's going to have the same effect on this, but it gives you that slimmer bezeling all around the edges. You can't really see it here, but it's probably a little over 1/4 of an inch all the way around, where on the previous version of the iPad you had the two bigger ones on the top and bottom, and probably a 1/2 inch, just below a 1/2 inch along the edge on the left and right side of the iPad screen. So much improvement on that. It's not the thinnest it could be, but it is a good step in the right direction for the new look of the iPad Pro. The squared off edge gives it a more professional look. I thought it did have a chamfered edge on top and bottom, but it's actually a rounded, nicely rounded, not too sharp, not too rounded edge all the way around on the iPad. Smaller bezeling all the way around gives it a nicer look, nicer feel as far as holding on to it and not having to worry about extra edges or extra different types of bezeling on the sides of it. So let's get into this down the road as we go into our other drawing classes and stuff, and we will see what we can do. And going to be a little more comfortable to hold, I would assume, but we'll find out about that in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow along as I compare these two down the road, and I will see you next time, guys. Have a good one.